Okay, we are discussing relational algebra. In this relational algebra, we have saw several relational algebraic operations. Okay. First, we have seen select operation. Okay, this select operation will return you a relation which satisfy your selection condition. Okay, means the selection operator will return you records which satisfied your selection criteria or selection condition. And the second operator we have saw is project. This project operator will return you the list of attribute or column of the table of interest. Okay, list of attribute. Okay, third we saw some set theoretical operators. First set theoretical operator we saw is union, which combine the record of two relation, okay, which are present in both the relation. Okay, R union S means in this resultant relation, the record of R and S will present. Okay, which either present in R or S. Then we see intersection. This intersection operator will return you the record which are present in both the relation. Okay, then we have seen set difference. It will return you the record if we apply the R minus set. This set difference will return you the record of R which not present in S. Okay, is it clear? Suppose this is an relation R and this is a relation S. So in this union, it will return you all the record which will present in R and S, R or S. Okay. In this intersection, it will return you the record which are present in both the relation, means common. And set difference will return if R minus S you apply, it will return you the record of R which not present in S. This kind of operation. Okay. Then we have seen one more operator is called the rename operator. This operator will change the name of relation or uh, it can change the name of attribute of the relation. The general form of this relation rename operator you can write as b1 b2 up to bn r. Okay, so we are the our relation is R and now we can change this relation name with S and its attribute name as well. You can change B1 to Bn. Okay, so this operation we have saw till the last class. Okay, if any doubt in this operation you can ask. Then we have also seen Cartesian join or Cartesian product of two relation. How we can combine two relation. Till this operation, what we have discussed, it operate on only one relation. Okay. Now, how we can combine two relation? First, we saw Cartesian join. It combine two relation, and it will each record of one relation will establish the relationship with all other record of the other relation. Okay. this kind of joining is called a Cartesian join or Cartesian product of two relation. Okay, there are several properties. Okay, what are the properties? First, the number of relation in the resultant relation will be the cardinality of first relation into cardinality of second relation. Cardinality means the number of record in that table. Okay, and number of attribute in that relation will be degree of relation R plus degree of relation S. Okay, here as you can see, degree of this relation R is 2 and degree of relation S is 3. So the degree of this relation will be 5. As you can see, there is no 5 attribute in this relation. The number of record, the cardinality of this relation is 2 and cardinality of this relation is 4. So the number of record in this relation will be 8. You can count this record. Okay, these are some properties of this relation. This Cartesian join does not hold any compatibility of these R and S. As you can see in the union and intersection and difference, there must be a compatible, means number of attribute and the domain of that corresponding attribute must be the same. But this kind of compatibility is not apply over this Cartesian product. We have seen this example how we combining these two relations, student and department. Okay, it applying. Okay, it's forming a record with combination of each and every record of the other relation. Okay, so this will be a resultant relation if we apply the Cartesian join between these two relation, student and department. But there is some drawback, you can say. It combine each and every it will combine each and every record of the two relation, where it is making sense or doesn't sense, means there is a combination of that record is meaningful or not meaningful. It is just uh, combine that records. Okay, so first problem is that it is inefficient in term of memory. Unnecessary, you are creating that relation, your resultant relation, which is not meaningful. Second is time consuming. Unnecessary, you are computing that computing that operation over the records. Okay, which is not necessary. To overcome this problem of the Cartesian join, there is several other join operators, like inner join and outer join. In inner join, we have saw three join: theta join, equijoin, and natural join. In this inner join, we combine two relation based on some condition or selection condition. Means we are combining two relation R and S based on this selection condition. Okay, this join is just denoted by this symbol. Okay, there's a Cartesian join between this parallel line. Okay, and pass condition. If if this condition is less than equals to, greater than equals to, greater than or equals to, this kind of condition we can pass to join these two relation. This is called the theta join. Okay, R, you just write here theta and S. Okay, if this join condition is equals to condition, if this join condition is equals to condition is called the equijoin. So you can say equijoin is a subset of theta join. Okay. Then we are combining two relation, and joining condition equals to, and in which two operator we are applying this condition has having the same name as well. So that kind of join is called the natural join, and the we can denote natural join as just simply asterisk r cross s. Okay. Let's see example of each and every. This is the theta join where we are joining these two relation based on this condition. Branch must be equals to department name of these two relation, student and department. If this condition satisfies, then only we will combine. We will consider that record for the resultant relation. Okay. Then here, as you can see, the example of equijoin. It will join relation R and S if attribute A and C value must be same. As you can see, A and C are the two attribute. If the value of A and C will equal, then we will consider that record only for the resultant relation. As you can see, alpha and alpha. So this record we will consider alpha not equals to beta, alpha not equals to alpha is not equals to gamma, beta is not equals to beta equals to beta. So this record will consider beta is equal to beta, and this is not. So these only three record we will consider for our resultant relation which satisfy your condition A equals to C. Then we have seen natural join. In the natural join, we are combining two relation, student and department. Here these attribute having the same name, branch and branch. Okay, so there is no need to pass any condition. You just write student asterisk department. It will automatically see the attribute which having the same name and apply the equals to condition. Okay, so you start joining these two relation with the first record and see the first record is equals to your IT is doesn't it is not, so it will not join these record with this record, and here as you can see it is equals to, so it will join these two record of the relation. Okay, for the resultant, and it is not, so it is not making any relationship with this record. For same for the second relation, it is equals to, we will consider, and it is not, and IT in this case is matching, so it will considering, otherwise it is not considering for the resultant relation. Okay, is it clear till this point? We have discussed in the last class. If you have any doubt, you can ask. I'm pausing for 1 minute. If you have any doubt, you can ask. If it is clear, even if it is clear, you can write in chat that everything is clear. No, nobody is even writing in chat. Is it clear or not? It's clear. Okay, okay, okay. So please be attentive in class. Okay, most of the student write clear. Okay, okay. So let's start the next kind of join, which is outer join. Some student of 18. Okay, and this outer join is an extension of the join operation that avoid loss of information. How it compute the join and then add tuple from one relation that do not match tuple in the other relation in the resultant result of the join. Okay, so how we first let join. We have join first. We saw Cartesian join, which join every tuple of the one record with every tuple of the other relation. Then we have categorized this join into two: inner join. In inner join, we considered only those record which have uh, satisfy your selection condition. Okay, we have give one selection condition. If your record is satisfying that condition, that only we can consider that record. And the second class is outer join. In this outer join, we're not checking any selection condition. Okay, we are just joining one relation with other relation. If the record of one relation is uh, matched to your other relation, is right hand side relation, we will consider. If there is no record which is present in left but not in right, so the corresponding value we will set as null. Means there is no corresponding record is present in other relation. Okay, if it is not clear, don't worry. I will clear. So the null value significant that the value is unknown or it does not exist. Okay, so left outer join you can express in this way, right outer join this way, and full outer join like this. Okay, this is the symbol we used for this outer join: left outer join, right outer join, and full outer join. Okay, the difference is in inner join we match the selection condition and join two relation. In outer join we are not passing any selection condition. We are just matching the relation left hand relation with our right hand side relation. Okay, if there isn't a corresponding record is present, it is there. But if not present, we will just set null value for that corresponding uh, record. Okay, if it is not clear, don't worry, see the example and it will more clear to you. First is left outer join. Return all the rows from the table. Left outer join, return all the rows from the table on the left, even if no matching row have been found in the table on the right. When no matching record found in the table on the right, null is returned. Okay, here you can see there's a two relation A and B, and we're applying outer join, so it will return you all the record of relation A, and if the corresponding record which is not present in B, set the value is null. Okay, again if it is not clear, don't worry, see direct to example, then we'll see their definition. Here as you can see, there's a two relation: student and department. We have two relation: student, department. Student relation having 4 record and department having 3 record. Now apply the outer join. Left student left outer join, this is the symbol with department. Okay, so in this we will taking first record, this record, and see its matching record in other relation which is department. 101 Amit, branch IT. So is there a record of the IT? Yes, there is a one record. So match the this relation with this record only. Okay. So you can see the first record 101 Amit IT, and the head of the department is Mohit. Okay. The second record, take the second record and try to establish the relationship from the other relation. Okay, so the second relation is 102 Rohit CS. Is there any other record present in the sorry? Is there any record which is present in other relation? Yes, it is CS. So you will write 102 Rohit CS, and the head of the department is Rahul. Take third record and try to see there is any record which is present in other relation. Yes, IT. So you will write 103 Sumit IT, and head of the department is, sorry, it will be Mohit. Okay, IT Mohit. And next took the last record, which is 105 Sunil, and branch is TT. Is there any record of TT? CSITME. There is no record of TT. So you will write this record in your resultant in 105 Sunil TT, and there is no corresponding relation record is present in this relation. So you will write the value null for that record. As you can see here, we have write the corresponding value is null. We are taking all the record of the left hand side relation and making the relationship with the record of the right hand side relation. If it is, then consider it into a resultant relation. If it is not, set the value null for that record. Is it clear? I mean, again, I am asking, it is clear? If it is clear, it is good. Otherwise, you can ask. Yes, the Komal Parik is written. Respond yes. Okay, most okay. So now see the definition. If it is clear, let's go back to the definition. Left outer join written all the rows from the left from sorry left outer join written all the rows from the table on the left, even if no matching row have been found in table on the right. When no matching found in the table on the right, null is returned for that record. Okay. So now see, every record which are present in the left hand relation, we will write for the our resultant relation and match the record with right hand side. If it is, then write, otherwise set that corresponding value is null. Okay, this is your left outer join. Now see the next outer join, right outer join. Right, in the right outer join written all the columns from the table on the right, even if no matching rows have been found in the table on the left. When no matching have been found in the table on the left, null is written. Right outer join is the opposite of left outer join. It is the same as the left outer join, but in this we will take all the record which are present in the right hand side relation and match the relation with the left hand side relation. If it is present, then write into your resultant relation. If it is not, then corresponding value set as null. Okay, we have two relation A and B. A is the left relation, B is the right relation. So we will took all the relation which are present in B and match for A. If it is, then right, otherwise set the value is as null. Again, see the example. Here the same two relation, student, department, and now we are right outer join. Okay. Now we will take all three record of this relation. Okay, CS, IT, ME. Okay, sorry. Okay, and establishing the relationship. For the CS, there is a corresponding record Yes, this. So make the relationship CS Rahul with this record Rohit. Okay. Now took the second relation, a second record, and check. The first is IT, so consider it. This is also IT, consider it. And for ME, there is a no record. Means there is no student of branch ME. So what you will write? You write ME Ravi, but the corresponding student is not present. So you will set as null. Okay. Again, I'm just repeating. Took all the record of right hand side and see the corresponding match. If it is, write that. If it is not, leave it as a null. Is it clear? Okay. Now see full outer join. In this full outer join, all tuple from both the relation are included in the result. In this, all the tuple from both the relation are included in the result irrespective of the matching condition. If it is, then good, otherwise set as null. See the example. We have again two relation, student and department, and now we are applying full outer join. Okay. So first uh, took all the record of left hand side relation and establish the relations with other, and then if the relation is left from the right hand, try to match. If it is good, if it is matched, then right, otherwise leave as null. So as you can see, there is no matching relation for these TT students in the right hand side relation, and there is no matching record for the ME branch in the left hand side relation. So you set this value as null. I'm again pausing for a minute, and you see this example and try to understand. Okay. So the outer join operation of outer join is clear to all of you. So how you can relate this outer join as this join? Inner join, we have two relation, two table, and we are joining these two relation based on our common condition or the selection condition. If these two relation record match that selection condition, only those record we will consider for the our resultant relation. In full outer join, all the record which are present in both the relation we will consider for our resultant relation. If it is match, write the corresponding record. If it is not match, set the corresponding value as null. And left outer join, take all the record of the left hand side relation, and if it is not present, that corresponding record of that record is not present in right hand side relation, set as null, and the same as right in the right. So now we will write some queries. We have given one example. In this example we have given some relation 1 2 3 4 5 five relation is given with their attributes. Okay. Okay. Look at this example carefully. I'm again pausing for a minute, and you just read how many relation we have and what are the attribute of that relation. Okay, please read. Okay, so first we have a branch relation. In this branch relation, we have the detail of branch name, branch city, and assets. In the second relation, account. In this account relation, it has account number, in the which branch this account number, and what is the balance of that account. Loan, in the loan number, branch name, and amount. Depositor is the one relation, customer name and the account number of the depositor. Borrower, there's a customer name and loan number. These five relation. The first queries, it is asking, find all loan of over 12,000. Means find the detail of loan over of 12,000. I will write the queries for this. I will write the expression, algebraic expression for this query. It is asking me, show me the all loan detail of the loan having the which are having over 12,000. Okay, so where is the loan amount? So you can see in this relation there is an amount. So you will apply this query over this relation loan. And what will be the selection condition? You apply select operator and amount should be greater than 12,000. So it will give you all the loan number detail which having greater than 12,000 loan amount. Okay. The second query is, find the loan number for each loan of amount greater than 12,000. Means now it is asking for only loan number. Give me the loan number of each loan of amount greater than 12,000. So first we have retrieved all the record of loan having amount is greater than 12,000. Okay. So out of these, we have just want to loan number. So when we want only one attribute or interest of attribute we want to return, which operator we use? Please reply in chat. Which operator we use to retrieve only loan number for this query? Please write in chat which operator now we will use, or unmute your mic if you know. Nobody's responding. Project, yes. Prachi will reply project, yes. Good. We will apply project operator and which attribute we want to retrieve? Loan number. So we will write here loan number. Okay, so it will give you all the loan number having amount greater than 12,000. Next, let's the next query. Find the name of all customers who have a loan, an account, or both from the bank. Means we want to retrieve the customer name who have a loan account as well as account in that bank or both. The queries is clear. So now we want the customer name who have loan account and simple account or both. Okay, that customer name we want to retrieve from the our record. So first find the loan table. In the loan table or borrower table, in the borrower table there is a customer name and loan number. Means this loan number and this is the customer name who have the loan. In depositor table there is a customer name and account number. These two relation consist the customer who have the account or loan. Okay, so what operator you will apply for this query? Please write in chat. Okay, you read your queries and write in chat which operator we will use, or if you know the queries you can even write the expression algebraic expression for this query in chat. Okay. So first okay, now see, from the depositor relation we retrieve the customer name using project operator. So now this expression will return me the customer name who has an account, and this expression will return me the customer name who have a loan, and using this union operator we are getting the name of a customer name who having the loan account or simple account or both. Okay, is it clear to all of you this query? Is it clear? Okay, okay. So then, if it is clear, then read the next query. Find the name of all customer who have loan and account. I mean, now we want to get the customer name of customer name having loan and account as well. Means we want to common, means जिसका अकाउंट भी है उस बैंक में और उसका उसने उस बैंक से लोन भी लिया है. ठीक है, ऐसे कस्टमर का नेम को रिट्रीव करना तो क्या होगा? सिंपल क्वेरीज जो आपने फर्स्ट क्वेरी लिखी उसमें यूनियन की जगह आप इंटरसेक्शन कर दीजिए. तो ऐसे कस्टमर का नेम रिटर्न ये क्वेरी करेगी जिसमें जिसका लोन भी है और वो उसका अकाउंट भी है उस बैंक में. ठीक है, ठीक है. Okay, so next let's see the next query. Now the next query is find the name of all customers who have a loan at Sastri Nagar branch. Means we want to the customer name who have a loan from the Sastri Nagar branch. So how you will write the queries write the expression for this query. First, see, is there any attribute branch name? This attribute is a branch name attribute, and here is the branch name. Okay, so in which relation we apply the our operation? Here it is asking for the loan, so we will apply this operation on this relation loan. So write loan, and branch should be Shastri Nagar. So you will apply the selection operator, and you will write branch name should be equals to Shastri Nagar. Okay, so this operation will return you all the loan number whose account at Shastri Nagar. Okay, so from this relation, what we want to the customer name, but in this relation there is no attribute having customer name. So how you will find the customer name? This operator will return you the relation having the loan number, branch Shastri Nagar, and amount of that loan. Okay, but there is no attribute of customer name, but we want customer name. This query is asking for the customer name. Find the name of all customers. Okay, so how will find the name? Please unmute your mic and speak. How will find the name of that loan number? We have a record of in that record we have a loan number attribute, but using this loan number, how we can find the customer name? The customer name is attribute of other relation, where it is here, customer name and customer name, and it is the attribute of other relation. So what we will do, we will combine these relation or join this relation. Ultimately, now we have to combine. So here is the loan. So from which relation we will combine with this relation? Depositor or borrower? Depositor or borrower?
Borrower.
Borrower. Good. So we'll join these two relation, loan and borrower. On which condition? Is there in this two relation, is there any attribute having the same name or the same attribute? Loan number. So simply you can combine these two relation. Okay, you can combine these two relation, loan number and loan number, the two attribute of two relation having the same name. So you can apply the natural join. Okay, so apply the natural join with borrower of, borrower. Okay, so now we have a relation having customer name. So now you can retrieve the customer name out of this. So this query will return you the name of all customer who have a loan at Shastri Nagar branch. This query is clear to all of you? This query is clear to all of you? Okay, okay, okay. समझ. Okay, okay. ठीक है. The next query, find the name of all customer who have a loan at Shastri Nagar branch but do not have account at any branch of the bank. Now the query is, find the name of all customer who have a loan at Shastri Nagar branch but do not have account at any of the branch. So what the queries we have written for the last query, at that query just remove the name of the customer who have a account in depositor. So means difference what the query were the previously we written. Just write, suppose the query is this q which we have written for the last question, and difference the customer name which is depositor. So you will get all the customer name who have the loan but do not have an account. It is clear what I am what I am telling? Okay, if it is not clear, don't worry. See the query. We have retrieved first. This is the query what we have written for the previous example. Okay, and out of this we have just minus the customer name who have an account. Okay. Okay, so I am starting the next class after ending this meeting. So please write the attendance for this class, and the next class is starting after this class. Okay, you can take the break of 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I am again starting the next class. Okay, so please write the attendance for this class, and the next class will start just after 10 minutes. Okay, so please join the next class after 10 minutes. Okay. Write the attendance and leave the class.